Hey everybody, welcome on into the Delmarva Sports Insider, your only live and local show dedicated to local sports on the shore. I'm Sports Director Brandon Bossert.
What's up? It's your Philly sports anchor Devin J. Martin. Welcome into the show. We got a lot to get into tonight. Brandon, usually we start on the basketball court, but obviously we want to start off this Delmarva Sports Insider on the wrestling mat.
Yeah, we've got quite a few contenders in wrestling. A lot of great wrestling down here in this region, down here on Delmarva. Cape Henlopen in action tonight against St. George's, looking to continue their successful season.
Now, the Vikings, they came into this match with an 11-4 record, so they're looking pretty good, especially one of the best teams on the mat.
Yeah, especially after last year getting so far in the state tournament, getting to the championship, losing to Salesianum.
So let's see if they would be able to continue their winning wins tonight on the map. So again, it's Cape versus St. George's, and it's senior day in Lewis. We start in the 120-pound weight class. Cape's Hudson Sennard trying to get Cape on the board first, but unfortunately he gets his shoulder down, nowhere to go, and St. George's gets the 6 points. Now, the Vikings would find themselves down, but Ned Walker in the 144-pound weight class would turn things around. He's got him hooked by the shoulders. He turns the body around. Look at that. Gets his shoulders on the mat, and he gets the pinfall. Cape lost the first 2 sets of the match tonight after the 144-pound weight class, but they would win the next 7 matchups. The Vikings mounting a comeback, and they get the win on senior night. They win it over St. George's 46-22.
Yeah, so Cape Henlopen continuing to win in wrestling. They finished second last year. They are a title contender in Division I once again this year. Cape's a younger team this time around. Austin Grieri is a standout freshman in the 106-pound weight class. Nick Walker in the 144 and Patrick Donahue in the 215. Those are underclassmen who could win individual titles, and they will be X factors for Cape Henlopen in the tournament. As of now, Cape, Sussex Central, those are the top 2 Henlopen teams in Division I wrestling in the Henlopen Conference. Speaking of Sussex Central, they were facing the 9-3 Bulldogs from Laurel. Central undefeated, 9-0 on the year. They looked every bit as dominant tonight as they had all season long. Starting in the 106 weight class, it's Austin Decker had Reggie Fernandan pinned. Points going to Central. Then Malachi Stratton, he is the best in the state in the 120. It was more of the same in the 132-pound weight class as the Golden Knights had a muzzle on the Bulldogs tonight. Had them locked up, put in the cages, and sent to the pound, Devin.
Yeah, it was really bad, and they could do whatever they want with Laurel. The Bulldogs, who are pretty good, too. They're one of the best 5 teams in D2 this year. But
they are no slouch whatsoever.
But, yeah, the score was 39-0 before the Bulldogs would finally actually put some points up on the board. And I think the highlight of the night was in the 285 weight class. Laurel's Joe Baynard,
big boys going at it,
dragging Landon Steele across the mat, and eventually he got him pinned. They're just waiting for it right there. It was too little too late, though. Laurel would lose 57-12. So Sussex Central, they were dominating. Again, they started off this match on fire. I think they won like the first 5, 6, or maybe even 7 matches before Laurel would finally put some points up on the board.
Now, as of now, I'd say Central's the title favorite in Division I. Stratton and Evan Cordry, those are 2 insanely talented juniors for Central who I expect to be the favorites for the individual titles in Delaware in those weight classes. But
you see how he's just dragging them right there? That kid's 285 pounds. I don't know how he did it. But we got to go over to the Bayside on the wrestling match as well. It's Decatur and everyone else once again this year. And they showed why in their match this week with Parkside. 120-pound weight class as Liam Hughes for Decatur getting the pin on Kanan Cornish. This program changes coaches, and they are just as dominant. And it's thanks to leaders like Gavin Salito in the 175-pound class. Salito flipping Kanan Map off the mat, and he's going to slam him down. He got him all in the air.
Stuff, Gavin.
Look at that strength, too. He's got to have a lot of core strength to be able to do that. He's not just doing bicep curls, too. He's doing a lot of full-body workouts. But he's one of the top wrestlers in the state in his class once again. But Cole Cahoot will put the final nail in the coffin. 190-pound weight class taking on Bradley Mueller, and he fights to get his shoulders down. And in 1 minute and 12 seconds, Cole gets the pin. Decatur keeps the undefeated streak alive as they dominate the Rams in a final 47-23. So Sussex Central is undefeated still, and so is Decatur in Maryland.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all if they win yet another state title this season. All right, we're going to switch things up now. Let's toss things over to Cole Howard, who is with us to tell us what happened in boys basketball in the Henlopen Conference. Cole.
Thank you, Brandon. Let's move over to basketball now. We have some big matchups this week. Let's talk about 3 of them. First, the battle in the Henlopen North, Dover and Smyrna. Dover, they led by 1 at halftime. Let's get straight to the third quarter highlights. Breaking the double team, the Rock's going to go to Obi Coleman for the Eagles. He's one of their top players. He's going to hit it off the glass, and in it goes right there. And Denham Perkins, one of the best point guards, too, in Delaware. And the Senators, they respond. Perkins slashes and kicks it out to Javion Dennis, who drills the tray, but he is not finished. The sophomore doing it on both ends. Dennis was a menace on defense. I like that. He causes the turnover. He is fired up. The home crowd loves the hustle, but this is still a close game. Logan Shaw wide open, swirls it in. Senators only lead by 3 as we head into the 4th. Smyrna Eagles did everything they could to keep the pace, but the Senators did what title contenders are supposed to do. They finished strong. Dover wins the 4th on a 20-9 run. Dover is now 12-2. Only 3 teams in Delaware have more wins than the Senators. And moving over to this one is my personal favorite. Spartans and the Seahawks in the first quarter. Darius Miller calls bank on this one. It's open. He banks it in, but the Jays, they are going to answer right back. This is one of my favorite point guards right here. Jordan Smith, he's young and he is electric and he is fast. He picks the pocket, kisses it off the glass, and goes the distance for 2. But Smith, he ain't done yet. This time, he's going to pick Jackson Starkey's pocket right there. Fast break bucket again for him. Seaford starting to fall into a groove. This time it's going to be Vincent Evans. He's going to move into 3-point lane, top of the key, pull up, and he's going to drain it. No problem for him. But Darius Miller, he's got something to say about it. He's going to stop that momentum right here with the one-handed jam. Go ahead now. Lake staying in it and keeping it close. The Jays trying to stay out in front second half. Kashmir Wise, you've seen him do it 1,000 times. He's going to do it again right here. It's easy, strikes from 3. Fast forward to the 4th. Lake down by 3, less than 20 seconds left on the inbounds pass. Jabir Robinson, he's going to get the bucket right here and the foul. All he's got to do is make 1 free throw. And I'm telling you, he missed probably 10 free throws in this game. So you probably know what happens next. He is going to rim it out, and he misses it, and that is crucial right there as Seaford holds on for the win. Lake gets their first loss of the season in a final score of 65-62. And the best part about this game, we see this rematch tomorrow afternoon. Brandon, Devin, what do you think?
Oh, man, Cole, that is going to be some sort of game coming up tomorrow. The rematch is at Seaford High School, 2:15. Devin, what do you think? Who do you have in that rematch?
That's going to be tough because if you asked me about the previous game, when they faced at the home of the Spartans, I would have took Lake, and I would also took Lake in the Seaford game at Seaford. But the Blue Jays came up there and just did whatever they wanted to do. The Blue Jays, was flying all around, and the Spartans couldn't do anything about it. So I think Seaford's got a great chance to take the home back-to-back doubleheader.
Yeah, you know what's so impressive about Seaford? They lose so much talent from last year's team. The Matthews brothers gone, Brent Ricketts is gone, but Jaden Smith is some sort of two-way player for the Seahawks at point guard. He is fantastic. But we'll get to our predictions coming up later on in the show. Let us know what you think. Who's going to win this rematch tomorrow, Seaford or Lake? Let us know on our social media pages at 47 ABC Sports. Now, what a game in the Bayside North this week. Cambridge South Dorchester, last remaining unbeaten team, but they are unbeaten no more. Queen Anne's was a team to watch for us during the preseason, but they've been somewhat disappointing so far this season, but they kept things close. Colin Wolford sitting in the corner for Queen Anne's off the inbounds pass. This three-pointer is up, and the senior leader for the Lions team drilling that three-pointer. The big man for Cambridge was LaShawn Moody. Of course, he's been the big man for them all season long. Such a dynamic playmaker for the Vikings on both ends of the floor. He came over from Easton and has really changed the balance of power in the Bayside North. We heard a lot about Cambridge before this season, that they were contenders in the Bayside North, but they are true state title contenders in terms of getting to the Final Four at least.
That's because he's a really, really good, energetic player, especially attacking the rim and playing defense, and he's just really aggressive. But this game would come down to the final shot right there. You see the and one right there, plus the foul. That's Hollis Branch making that shot, and then he could take the game-winning free throw. And this is different from that Cape Lake Forest game. He actually made the free throw to win the game. So Queen Anne's mounts the comeback, handing CSC their first loss of the season in dramatic fashion. upsetting the Vikings at home. And this is something, Brandon, that me and Cole had actually talked about on DSI a couple weeks ago about Cambridge. They're really good, but sometimes they like to play down to their level of competition. It didn't cost them any wins this season until this game the other day.
Yeah, we'll see how Cambridge rebounds. All right, that'll do it for the A block. We're calling our first time out. When we come back, Devin sits down with the star quarterback from the state champions. It's Bryson Coleman, his After the Whistle, coming up next on Delmarva Sports Insider.
I'm Darrell Little from Dover High. You're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.